Have you
It's
played
actually
it?
unhinged.
Rebirth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished it. I 100%ed it actually.
Oh my god,
Is it
that must have
good?
been hell. Because I heard how much side shit there was to do in that.
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so the reason why I think the remake was probably better than Rebirth is because like I think they did too much padding out in Rebirth with a lot of like side
Rebirth's
quest
the
stuff.
first one, right?
Rebirth's the second
Remake
one.
is the first one.
Oh, so you think the first one's better than
I think the first one's better than the second one.
Do you think
That is not the first time I've heard someone say that.
Yeah, I think most people who played both games can agree that the second one, I mean, you know, the story points, like the main story points in Rebirth are like great, you know, like
Yeah.
great Final Fantasy storytelling, and like the cinematics are fucking insane. But like they put in so much side stuff that at the end of the day is not necessary at all for the most part to actually complete the game and have an enjoyable time. But the one side thing that they did add to Rebirth, which I thought at first I was like, this is dumb as shit, but then by the end of it I was like, I am obsessed. Is they created a card game called Queen's Blood.
Okay.
And it's like it's this really interesting like system where like I'm sure Square Enix is probably eventually going to turn into like an actual physical like TCG, because everyone who played it in Rebirth was just like, at first they were like, what is this shit?
yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
This isn't
And they got
fighting
victors.
monsters and leveling up. But then by the end of it, everyone was like, all right, I got to optimize my deck and like beat these side characters to get the better cards and shit like that. Like
okay,
it basically
okay.
turned like kind of Yu-Gi-Oh-esque
Yeah.
into it. Yeah, like after like it took me about maybe 80, 90 hours to 100% it. But the first like
That's it. I've heard people put like 120 hours.
but like I've like min-maxed that shit
Okay,
like
okay.
crazy. Like I was
Okay.
like I want 100% it, but I don't want to spend like 200 hours doing this because
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
other games to play and other shit to do. So I was just like min-maxing that shit by looking it up.
Yeah.
And also I just got really fucking good at Queen's Blood, where I'm just like.
Nah, I beat you.
It's like, nah, I'd win.
Nah.
Yeah, but that side quest, the Queen's Blood shit was so good. But then there are other ones that were just like whatever, like, you know, just fucking like there was a segment where it's like every town you went to, there was a piano there, and like you had to get Tifa to like do basically like a rhythm game type of thing to like play every song in the game and
That
stuff.
sounds so annoying.
Yeah, it was just like, I'll just do it just because I'm already this far
Is
in. But
the story completely different now by the point in this game?
story segments are different. I don't want to give too much away, obviously, but
like
it is
completely
not.
different or reworked, because those are like two different things.
So, because I know in the first one they kind of went off course.
Yeah, it's basically, I think I saw somewhere that like Nomura was like, it's set in a different timeline.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, where it's like, it's just as canon as the original, but it's just in a different timeline. And I'm like, okay, all right, yeah,
okay.
you're really
So-
trying to save your
Yeah,
ass
yeah,
right
yeah.
here with
You
this
can't say
shit.
it's just as canon. You can't have your fucking cake and eat it. Man.
Yeah,
Pick
yeah,
which
yeah.
one's
Yeah, but
the
this is
canon.
Nomura. He doesn't know what the word
I know.
canon means.
It's true.
But no, it was good, and I'm looking forward to the third game when it comes out
Do
in
you think it
2027.
holds up to the original? Or do you think it's kind of
it's hard.
a different product at this
But
point?
I have a really soft spot for the original, obviously, because I like grew up with it.
Yeah.
But if you've never played the original 7, I think the remakes
It was like a good way to experience it.
is still a great experience. Like
Yeah.
all the best parts about like the cast of characters and everything is like, I think, just as good and just as well explored as the original. But you don't get like that magic of the original. But then again, it's hard to like convince like, you know, a 15-year-old kid today who's like used to like god tier graphics in video games to go back to the fucking egg beater hand cloud in, you know, PS1 graphics, right? Like it's difficult. So like I think they did a good move on the remakes.
Yeah.
And apparently they're remaking 9 as well, from what I heard.
I think, isn't it been like rumored for ages? And 10 has been rumored
Yeah,
for
and
ages.
10. But 10's been remastered so many
Yeah,
times.
but remastered is, I mean, that
yeah.
means they just run it through like the thing that goes like
Yeah,
up
they
graphics.
just run it through like an AI filter that upscales it, basically. You know,
Okay, I mean, obviously not all of them do that. I just feel like
Yeah,
people
yeah,
would be
yeah.
like, oh, actually, but like a lot of the
Yeah.
times they're just like smooth.
Yeah.
It's smooth.
But also,
And
the
it
original
runs
10
better.
and 10 2 still look amazing to this day.
Yeah, I gotta
They
play
look
it.
great.
I gotta play
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks because then now I've played 2 Final Fantasies and Chrono Trigger and I'm trying to get through it. I'm trying to play the other Final Fantasies that I want to play.
What's the next one you want to play? 10?
I'm kind of torn between either 9, 10, or 6.
Yeah.
Everyone's like 6 is the greatest of all time, but I know that people just aren't going to be into 6 as much as they will be into 10.
If you're going to stream it, 6 might be difficult. Yeah.
But
I mean,
like
6 is my favorite, but yeah.
I mean, Chrono Trigger, like, I think
That's just the perfect, I think, length, honestly. Like a JRPG like Chrono Trigger. It's like...
oh, 6 is like 10?
6 is like probably an average playthrough would be like 80 hours.
What?
It's a long game.
80?
Is it that long?
It's like 70,
No,
80 hours.
it's not.
It can be.
I gotta look at that. I always use how long to beat, and it's normally pretty accurate, actually. How long to beat.com.
Yeah, how long to beat.com.
That's how I normally plan my streams out.
Yeah.
What does how long to beat.com say about 6?
Yeah, because like if a game is like 20 hours, that's a completely different commitment to me than a 12-hour game. Because that means now I have to like do 2 separate streams. But like, not I'm a streamer, so I pay attention to this stuff. But Chrono Trigger, when I was playing like 8 and 7, I had a really, really good viewership. When I was playing Chrono Trigger, it was a lot less. So I think a lot of people were like less into it.
I mean, it's hard.
It's interesting to know.
It's hard to get people to watch JRPGs or just like...
I don't know. I think there's a way to do it. I think like...
Okay, how long to beat is saying main story, not including side quests, is 34 hours.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay.
That
That's
doesn't
2 streams.
seem right.
Like what I've noticed about playing like story-based games is that the game better be an absolute classic that everyone has to
You
have
can't
played.
play some like brand new JRPG that like is kind of not like the biggest shit ever.
Yeah. Like even Persona, I don't think is big enough for brands to like stream.
I wouldn't stream
like
Persona.
pretty much it's just Final Fantasy, that I can think of actually pulling in like view numbers.
I mean, for me, it's great because I just get to like play a game that I'm kind of trying to get into, and it's like, all right, I think we just get to call it work. but I secretly just want to play Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
I want to just hang out and play Chrono Trigger for 9 hours.
I'm just glad you enjoyed it.
Dude, I mean, how can I not? I think if you didn't enjoy Chrono Trigger, you have a...
You're not a gamer.
You got a dent in your head.
Damn.
Honestly, I mean, it's like so good. How
It
can
is
you
good.
not?
Yeah.
I really loved it. I got to find more games to play.
Earthbound, bro. Play Earthbound. Play Earthbound.
Who's gonna watch Earthbound?
I'm replaying Mother 3
This is the problem.
Twitch,
Because the more
Twitch right
JRPGs
now.
I play, the more weird people come into my comments being like, you got to play this JRPG
Blue
that I've
Dragon.
never heard of.
Play Blue
No, I'm not
Dragon.
playing Blue Dragon. I did that once. I made my mistake. I 100%ed that, by the way.
Play Dragon Quest 11.
No. You're worse than them now, Joe.
That's good though.
I'm not doing any of these.
It's so good.
I'm not doing any. I'm not doing this. Okay?
You should try a Tales game.
Not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Not
I did.
Trails,
I
Tales.
played. I paid.
Yeah, not Trails.
I
it's
paid
Tales.
Tales.
Bazuria, whatever it's called.
Berseria.
Yeah, but
that's
Berseria
shit.
sucked.
Did I get the title right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
Berseria.
nice.
Berseria
That's the one
sucks,
with the
though.
edgy.
Would have been great before I put 15 hours in that game and fucking passed out of
Berseria-
boredom.
Berseria-
That's the one with the edgy chick, right?
Berseria is the Akamiga kill of Tales games. It is.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not bad. It's not as bad as like Zesteria, but it's not the highlight of
No.
the
well,
Tales series.
you can blame my German friend who told me to play that one, and I kind of got bored.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
I
was
didn't
a
even
fun-
finish Berseria.
I remember I had fun with it, but when you like, there was nothing wrong with it, but when I turned off the game, went to bed, there was nothing in my brain that was like booted up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nothing stuck with you.
Yeah.
But like, I wasn't like bored playing
Yeah.
it, right? But there's nothing that made me think that I have to play this game.
I actually,
Yeah.
do you know the only reason I finished that game?
Why?
Is because I streamed that game. And this was before I had like a stream.
That's why.
like-
That's why I hate streaming games. They're super long. Because like, what if I do one stream? All people are going to ask me is when am I going to finish it? Even
yeah.
though like
Yeah.
half the viewers don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
There'll be like 10 people that are like, hey, when are you finishing Tales of Berseria? When are you finishing that? When are you finishing it? Like, I'm not. It sucked, okay? It sucked. What are you going to do? All right? No one liked it. No one watched. You didn't show up. You watched the VOD, okay?
Yeah.
You just want to see the highlights, of
Yeah,
the
exactly.
story.
But I mean, I like that because I like. It's also like a fun challenge because on the second channel we're doing, we've been like, we uploaded like the whole 7 stream into one.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of fun tackling. How do you make 40 hours into like an hour to 2 hour video that's really like fun,
Yeah.
Yeah.
engaging, and that's always a fun challenge. And I love uploading those videos.
You say it's a fun challenge, but are you?
It's
are
not
you
a it's not a challenge for you. It's,
It's
a
not a
challenge for
challenge
Moody.
Mudan sends me like the video, and then I sit there for like 2 hours and like going through it and chopping it down. Actually, that one was actually very helpful because the editor was a Final Fantasy nerd,
Okay.
which
Oh,
helps
yeah.
so much.
Okay.
Because normally,
So
like,
then you immediately where all the good parts.
yeah,
were.
because
Yeah.
like when we did like Fear and Hunger, Mudan was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. So he just did a bunch of stuff, and I'll get like a double the length video that what actually makes it, and then I'll normally OBS screen record me watching the draft, and then give live notes, and then add voiceover live.
Right.
And so then he just gets this 2 hour, like 3 hour video.
That sounds like the most cancerous like way to like go.
No, it's the best way
I've ever
of doing
seen
it.
of in my life.
No. Because if I have to write down notes, this video is never getting made.
Right.
So if I can just go online on the thing, record the voiceover while I'm doing the notes, it's like, oh, he can just go through it. And it's a really great system to like get, because we're going through like 2 videos a week. Some of these videos are 3 hours long. We got to like find a better system than writing notes. It takes too long.
Writing notes does not take too long.
It takes so fucking long.
How does
well,
it
no,
take?
you can say that because you write.
You
scripts.
write a bunch. You write a bunch.
You write a bunch.
You write scripts. For me, it's like, okay, if I'll pause, like we'll be like 10 minutes in, I'll be like, okay, cut this from this timestamp to this timestamp, and I'm going to record a voiceover right now. Put this voiceover in right here instead. And then they just cut it out.
Have you ever used Frame.io?
No, I got to start using that though. That'd help a lot.
That's literally just like you.
I don't want to write. I want to talk. Okay.
Spoken like a true YouTuber.
I'm looking to verbalize because I'm also recording the voiceover, right? With the Frame.io, like there are these tools that they've made that it's like imagine a YouTube video, but like you can make annotations on it on like a timestamp. And it's very helpful. I think when you're working in a big team, but because it's just literally just me and Mudan, like we're doing a video right now where like the first draft is 5 hours. So that video process was like, because it's for this game called Void Stranger that I played. It's like it's finished. So that's how you already know. Okay. It's weird.
Okay.
Right.
But it's like a mess of a story when you play it like in one go. Really interesting and like a really like compelling game. But to kind of present it as a YouTube video, it requires so much fucking work. And I don't expect the editor to have put 50 hours into it like I have. Because like that's ridiculous. So he'll edit like I mean, this one's like way more complicated, but we'll have like people writing notes to send to the editor of like all the key moments to put in, and then we'll start fleshing it out with each moment. It's a nightmare.